Everyone, welcome back to Ben Keeping Up. My name is Ben, and my question for you is, when was the last time you died? Watch the video and then comment below. All right, well, I know it's been a minute, but a little bit of an update. Just having some issues with my computer, so it's kind of hard to upload and edit some videos, some photos, and just getting everything prepared for the channel. So I've kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus. Sorry for that. But we're back, and we're gonna try again using only the phone as my means of editing and shooting video. So, here we go. And here we have holly in the middle of February. Everything else is kind of dead, but this, as an evergreen, stays true with its plasticky, rough, super hard leaves. But that brings us to today's video. Just how dead everything kind of looks right now, especially through the winter. Here's my question. When was the last time you died? So there was a mystic that had once said, you have to die so that you can live. And here's how I interpret that. I like to consider who I see as my ideal self. Who do I want to become? What am I meant for in this life? Who am I really? Well, that may be a simple question for some. There are others like myself who are on a constant journey to discover that. I've got a couple exercises for this, and this can help us view our past self, the one that we want to grow away from. This can help us to move towards the path of where we want to become, right? Who we want to become, where we want to be. So I'm looking over here still. What? I'm still new. So we all learn, trail back to the dot. Anyways, so almost think like the phoenix, right? The phoenix, in order to be born again, must die, right? The flaming bird must perish and die in order for it to become new, right? You could also think of a forest fire, a wild natural forest fire, as one that helps bring new life to the forest, or even as a farmer burns their crops at the end of a season in order to restore the land and cause for new growth, right? So in that same manner, if you find yourself stuck in life, maybe it's just a simple matter of setting fire to your old self. And I've got a couple exercises that we can use to make that happen, to find our new self. So one thing that I've done recently is I have written my epitaph. For those that don't know what an epitaph is, it's basically a few short words or phrases that describe a person who has recently died. And it's usually written out on a tombstone or a gravestone, gravehead. But sometimes, you could also just have it written out and given as a speech during a funeral, right? It's morbid, I know, so morbid. But the difference is that we are talking about somebody who has died, and let that be your past self, anything that you want to change in your life, right? So you can almost picture the person that you used to be, the person that you don't want to be anymore, all the things that you don't want to do. Write that for the person who that was, right? So that you can be the person that you want to become. Another exercise that you could do is describe your ideal self, right? Describe the person that you want to be. Who do you want to become, right? And describe them at the end of their life, or say what a speech would be like at a Grammy or at an award, or if they won the Nobel Prize or whatever. Write their accomplishments, write who they were, and then act accordingly to get those achievements, to get those accomplishments in life. So in that same manner, one thing that I've done is to think of my past self. So actually growing up, I used a nickname. My nickname was BJ. My name's Ben, of course, but my father's name is Ben. So growing up, I've just always been called BJ. And so while that was a cause for a lot of bullying and stress in grade school for reasons I won't explain here, it was a name that stuck with me. And I kept it when I joined the military, and I continued on as BJ for a few years after even. But up until about 3 or 4 years ago, I started going by Ben. Not to be a mini-me to my father, not to, I guess, so much mature away from the nickname of BJ, but because it was a chance for me to redefine myself. It was a chance for me to give new meaning to the name Ben and to be my own person and to start to move in a direction that I want to be, of who I want to be in this life. And, who knows? Maybe later in life, I'll start going by a different name. I mean, we all do this. Some of us take up the name father or mother. Some of us take up the name grandmother or grandfather or uncle. Some of us take up the name of boss or coworker. These are titles, yes, but a lot of us answer to these things. So in a way, they're like another name. By going by a new name, by choosing that for yourself as to where you want to be, that gives you a chance of acting as though you were that person, of acting and moving in the direction of becoming the one that you want to be. So in essence, I'll just give this as a closing remark. Act like a phoenix, die so that you can live, and then live life accordingly, not just to your actions, but to your future as well, and being present in each of those moments. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a blast. Thank you for joining me on this hike. I had a great time. I'm going to continue on, so I'll leave you here. But to that end, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and thank you for joining me on this journey. So, good travels, safe journey, peace.